who's your best bet for player of the tournament so far? Me is between Brahim Diaz and Diallo.
As a national team, you can do little on that because when you see all those teams that you name now, those are teams with players who play in Europe. We don't have them. And that is a disadvantage for South Africa. When you even play against Angola, you have players who play in Europe. I don't speak about Cameroon. Cameroon has a brand new team because they had to change everything. And when you see where those players are playing, there's a guy, the striker Cote, he's playing Leverkusen. He's 19 years old. So this is the opportunity that our players need to have, because they have to be challenged more. And I said from the beginning here that the level of PSL, comparing with the level that we had now in the last weeks, is very big. And you can only make that gap smaller when you have players who are also playing in very difficult competitions. So let's hope that players in the future are having more the opportunity to go to Europe and to play in those very difficult competitions and have those challenges, because that should help enormously this team. It's not because you play once against Argentina or once against Ghana that suddenly your level will be up. No, this is something else. But yeah, what can we do? We just can hope that they got the opportunity.
That's what we are going to be discussing this afternoon, as well as on the Afcon. Adam Nazer joins me on the phone line, African football pundit and also top journal. Let's talk about the quarterfinals, the teams that we believe can get into the semi-finals, and also talk about what Hugo Bruce just pointed out. I believe you're fine.
Great over here, Mr. Ivan Dennis Okoku.
Well, let's talk about the Afcon and then the comments of Hugo Bruce concerning the kind of players that he's got as compared to the opponents that he's playing against. They played against Cameroon. He mentioned that he doesn't have a lot of the players based outside South Africa, so they don't have tournament exposure, they don't have big league exposure. You think it's a worry for him as a coach, or he's just finding an excuse?
I am first and foremost, as usual, let's wish our cherished listeners Happy New Year and pray that this year brings the best of everything in their lives. Now, concerning the question and what Hugo Bruce has to say on the reason why South Africa didn't do on this Afcon, I think is him trying to find an excuse as to why they failed this round, because the last tournament that they played, it was mostly the same players that he saw, the local-based players. You may remember it was the point in time whereby most of the players were made up of those that were played in South Africa.
Yeah.
Especially Mamelodi Sundowns. You look at even the last tournament in Gold Coast, you had Williams, who is a local-based player, Kuriso Modao is a local-based player, Aubrey Modiba, Sianda Zulu, you look at Ganke Kana, Motobi Mbala, Tibo Mokwena, all these players were local-based players. They reached the last four, but eventually finishing third in the tournament. So when he finished third, why didn't he complain as to the reason why they did what because they had looked at these players? It's because they didn't do what they found. That's why he's trying to find a way out. You might have the best of players, but in the Afcon it has proven that it's not about the number of expatriates that you have in your team, it's about the commitment that the players will exhibit towards their team. Zambia won the tournament 2-12. How many of those players were playing in Cote, in the top league in Europe? Even look at Collins in the Suma, Christopher Katungu, who was at the time their talisman. Where was he playing?
China.
Pardon?
He was playing in China.
Yeah, Renford Calabar. All these players were playing in Africa. But they conquered the Ivorian national team, who had almost all the players playing in the top league. Drogba at that time was one of the best strikers in world football. Yaya Toure, the least of him the better. Kolo Toure, Ivan Atabuka. Who are you going to mention? Idano Ebuye, with all these players, Zambia defeated them. So the Afcon is not about, like I said earlier, number of experts that you have in your team, about how committed that they are. This time around, they fell short of committing. You should stop complaining and accept that you defeated by the better side.
Well, let's talk about the quarterfinal games happening from Friday. We've got 4 games to expect. Mali are in action against Senegal. We've also got Egypt playing against Cote d'Ivoire, and also Algeria playing Nigeria, and finally Cameroon also in action with Morocco. These 4 games, which teams do you think will be sailing through to the next stage, the semi-final?
Ivan, interesting matchups, and I kind of like how this Afcon have been played.
Yep.
You see, as Ghanaians, we have this narrative that some people have bought into that will be a and I've always told you that, but it's not true that will be a
Yeah.
That's why in the big conditions, eventually the quality side will prevail. Now you look at when the round 16 pairing was made, almost all the favorites go through to the quarterfinal. One of them forfeit.
Yeah.
Now we have Mali against Senegal, and for me, I think this will be the end of the road for the Malians because this is a team that have not won a game in the regulation time.
Yeah.
In the group stage, they played 3 matches, they drew all the matches. And then round 16, they used penalties to defeat the Tunisians. And after the game, Hannibal Maibri, one of the talismanic players of that
Tunisia,
came in to complain as to the quality of the Tunisian national team currently. It tells you how abysmal the Tunisians were at that time. That's why the Tunisians, even after they were a man up as early as the early 30 minutes of the game, they were able to be eliminated out of the competition. So I mean, the Senegalese have shown that they have the quality, they have everything at their disposal. Edouard Mendy has been doing good. Sadio Mane has been dishing out assist after assist. Jackson has been in among the good. Brahim Diaz, when he came into the game, he has been good. In the midfield, you look at Pap Day, who got 2 goals for them in the round 60. For me, I think in that game, I will see Senegal eventually qualifying to the semi-final. Then Egypt playing against, that's Morocco, right?
Yeah. No, Egypt's playing against Cote d'Ivoire.
Against Cote, sorry. And for me, the Ivorians have played one of the best games in this tournament because we were commentating on the tournament that they hosted, the last tournament.
Yeah.
And you can remember, although they won it, but they were not the most flamboyant of teams in the tournament. Everything that we witnessed was a team that for me had like after the Buhaha in the group stages. Eventually, they were able to go to and win the tournament. But this time around, you could see that with the young players, especially Diallo, Ivan, that boy is just something else. He has shown the reason why a lot of people in Manchester have huge hopes in him. In this tournament, for me, he has been one of the best players in the tournament. Young Diamande, coming to this tournament, was one of the most sought-after players in European football. Currently, Live creating around 100 million euros, and this tournament too. Yeah, Sugar is tournament.
Yeah.
His quality. Even Gesat. So for me, I think the Ivorians, for me, have something about the Egyptians. Mohamed Salah, though he's getting the goals, you look at Omar Mamouche, who is doing a bit okay in this tournament. I've not seen the best of Trezeguet. At the back line, Hanim Mohamed is doing well. Mohamed El Shanawi, as usual, being splendid at the back line. Yasser Ibrahim and Cote. These are players that have been doing well for that is the Egyptian national team. So for me, I think having watched them play in the round 16, I think this will be the end of the road for them because the quality that the Ivorians possess currently, for me, I think it will take something extraordinary for the Egyptians to win against them. For me, this game that I foresee the Ivorians moving all the way into, that is the semi-final. Now, Nigeria against Algeria, right?
Yep.
Ivan, you see, the Nigerians want to do everything within their part in this tournament. And in every game that they play so far in this tournament, they've been scoring goals. The least goal that they score is 3. And unlike the last tournament that under Jose Pesero, one thing that was tremendous with the Nigerian national team is that they will stoke out the pressure and try to get goal on the counter break. Get the odd goal, they are good to go. This time around under Eric Shelley, one thing that we are seeing is that they are flamboyant. He's played attacking football. No wonder why you start the game with 2 prolonged attackers in Akko Adams and then Victor James Osimhen. Ademola Lookman and Cote be flanking him. So it tells you the trust that the coach have in the player that he have, a player that has been delivering. Although in the last game that they played, we saw the fracas that ensued between Osimhen and then Ademola Lookman. When Lookman didn't pass the ball to Osimhen, and Osimhen was complaining because he thought he could have gotten a hat-trick. Even with that, they won by 4 goals to 0. And that's the most number of goals that a team has scored in this tournament in a single game.
Exactly.
It tells you the quality that Nigeria have currently. For me, I think despite the fact that 2019 was the Algerians that eliminated the Nigerians. For me, this time, look at even the player that was out to lead this Algerian team, Riyad Mahrez, is not able to play the 90 minutes because of, for me, age-wise and also the quality has dwindled on his part. Although Mohamed Amin Amoura, this was a player that I thought would come into this tournament and will still a show. We have not seen the best of Mohamed Amin Amoura in this tournament. The last game that they played, they were lucky they had the player that came into the game against the Diallo in the first 60 minutes in the game. Eventually, he got the winner for them. For me, I think this might be the end of the road for the Algerians. Although, if we are playing in Maghrebian soil and the Algerians, being an Arabian country, will feel like they are played as well. But for me, the quality of play that I'm seeing from Nigeria all round, from goalkeeping to attack, for me, I see the Nigerians going all the way even to the grand finale of this tournament. The Moroccans to Ivan, the host nation, they have everything at their disposal. One thing that for me, I'm seeing in this tournament is that it's as if the referees are afraid of taking decisions, especially the big ones against the Moroccans. Because you watch them play, and at times, some of the 50 challenges have been going in their favor. And that's one of the things that might go in their favor. If not, you look at the team and the quality that they possess, and the game that they've been playing, they've been over-reliant on Brahim Diaz for goals. So if Brahim Diaz doesn't step up in the game, they seem to be caught wanting in terms of where the goals will come from. So for me, I think the Moroccans to Ivan, they've been the host nation and having been the top one national team in African football for quite some time now. I was also seeing them going to the semi-finals of the tournament.
Morocco, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria. For you?
Yeah, I'm seeing 3 West Africans and 1 North African side in the last 4 of the tournament.
Yes, I agree with you, but there are always that moment where there's a shock. And in this tournament, one thing that you mentioned that I feel happy with, I'm pleased with, is that the big sides have showed why they are the big sides. They've showed why they've been consistent on the continent. And these 8 teams there, we will still have the big sides once again doing their best. So many thanks to you. Let's see what happens in the games. And who's your best bet for player of the tournament so far? Me is between Brahim Diaz and Amad Diallo. Minimo Diede.
Ivan, you're forgetting about Ademola Lookman.
Yeah.
In 3 games, he has scored 3 goals, providing 4 assists.
Okay.
And let's not forget, the last tournament, the best player of the tournament was a defender in William F1, the captain of Nigeria. He was the best player in the last tournament that they played in Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
So you might be surprised as to maybe the team that will reach in the final might have somebody that will steal the show in the final. Eventually, he might be crowned. And for Mikel, even Hani Mohammed, if you watch him for the Egyptians, they have not been bad. It's the reason why the defense of the Egyptians have been solid. So Ivan, we are in, but for me currently, if you am to choose, Brahim Diaz is zero, but in terms of total play and everything, creative-wise, I'll give into Ademola Lookman because Brahim Diaz has scored 4 goals, not a single assist to his name.
Okay.
Amad Diallo has 3 goals and just a single assist. But with Ademola Lookman, it's an all-round player, 4 assists, 3 goals in 3 matches, Ivan.
Okay.